That was Sustainable Spice, and I don't feel the need to say anything more about that piece, so we'll move on. Now, we've been banging on about virtual reality for an age, and while it's failed to ignite the imagination of consumers, I mean, how many VR headsets do you own, for goodness sake, it has started to catch on in areas like simulation, training and healthcare. Mark Chislak has been to Sheffield to investigate.
So just make sure it's tight enough as well. That's it. Yeah. Okay, keep your grip on your right hand.
Yes, got it. So what I see, there's different types of games, and the game that I was playing was a bow and arrow one, and you have a bow in front of you. You need to pick it up and then get the arrow behind you and then just let it go, and then it shoots and pops it.
Here at Sheffield's Children's Hospital, they're trialling some surprising therapeutic technology. With certain kinds of injuries, exercise can be a vital part of the rehabilitation process, ultimately leading to the patient getting better sooner. The problem is, getting children to perform these exercises isn't always easy.
Right back.
Ooh.
Most of our kids have quite a long-term condition that they need to carry on doing their exercises for sometimes several years.
So remember to keep that one held, so a tight grip on the one on your right.
And they're doing the same things day in, day out. It gets really boring, no one wants to do it. Sometimes it's painful. It's just not really fun. They want to be out playing and doing things with their friends.
Which arm is the injury in again? Is it your left or right arm?
Making use of virtual reality, researchers from Sheffield Hallam University have developed a system that they think will make children more likely to perform rehabilitation exercises by disguising their treatment as play.
This version of the project is for upper arm injuries primarily. The injuries that are normally from burns or from like an accident that they had from a fall. So remember, yeah, you can swap hands, that's it. Remember to look up as well to see where you are.
So how did you hurt yourself?
I burnt myself with a cooker lighter. I scarred my arm and my belly.
We arrived at the decision to make the two games, like the scenarios of climbing and archery, based off talking to occupational therapists and the kind of movements that they needed their patients to do. One of the motions that they need to do is a lot of reaching behind your back and kind of a lot of upper arm movements. So we thought, I wonder would archery work? Because there's a quiver behind your back. You do that same motion of reaching behind to grab the arrow, and then you're getting the added bonus of pulling back the bowstring. Then we looked at things like climbing, and we just thought that was a natural fit as well because there's a lot of overhead motion, so you're really reaching out.
The climbing, it feels realistic.
While Harry has been treated for burns, Emily here has an entirely different issue.
Emily's got a hereditary multiple exotosis, so it's like a hereditary disease that she's picked up from her husband on her husband's side of the family. So it means that she has extra bone growth.
Let's go for a higher one. Well, it's really fun because you're not seeing like stuff that you usually see every day. Like you're seeing a whole new kind of world in it. If you have a big imagination, then it definitely makes it bigger. It's kind of a bit more playing than exercising, even though you are still doing your exercises. Like, it's fun as well. Oh gosh, that's fun.
Do you need a break or anything like that? Is your arm tired or?
No, it's fine.
She didn't find it easy, whereas before she would have given things up very easily, but she wanted to keep going. She wanted to pop another balloon.
Yes, got it.
And she wanted to reach that next thing, but she's just been an absolute trooper. She just has a smile on her face every day, so it kind of encourages me to be positive.
There we go.
We've had kids come in that can only get their arms up to here, and then they come in straight away and they're picking the arrows up and getting full range of movement and not even noticing. And then when we interview them after, they said that they didn't even notice any pain. So it's been a big shock to me how well actually it has worked to do what we needed it to do.
Now, I don't have an injury, but I'm going to give this VR setup a go and see what it's like when I put the headset on and what it feels and plays like. So, here we go. As a VR experience, this really does succeed because it is really quite fun. After playing for a little bit as well, you can understand how, when the children are playing this, they get so wrapped up in the experience that they forget that this is actually helping them recover. This project was born out of work Ivan and his team had already created, which used VR to help distract burns victims as a form of pain management. It's early days for this technology, but they hope it could have a wide variety of healthcare applications.
Working on other kind of aspects such as pain reduction for burns, and we're doing some work with amputees, learning how to use a prosthetic arm. So it's a lot of experience-based training. And we have a couple of other projects we're currently just looking at around kind of stroke and chronic pain as well.
But the final word goes to Emily. She might be a fan of the VR, but I do wonder if she'll be pleased to get the external fixator on her arm removed. Will you be pleased to get that off?
Yes. It's quite annoying.
Brilliant. That was Mark Chislak in